So finding a comfortable seat, and we're going to stay low to the ground, which is why I'm a little more zoomed in here today. So sitting up nice and tall, you can sit with your legs crossed or stretched out, sitting up on something so that your spine can rise really tall out of your sit bones. And feel your shoulders drop away from your ears as the crown reaches towards the sky. Eyelids can close or the gaze can just soften down towards the floor, whichever is more comfortable for you. And begin to deepen your breath and really sending the breath all the way down to the pelvic bowl. So you can imagine this beautiful golden bowl sitting in your pelvis. The breath coming in and washing out that bowl and then releasing. Here, our wood stove. We're warming up for the morning. We just loaded it up. Just feeling yourself in this time and space, in this body vessel, in the room where you are, with whatever weather is happening outside. Whatever time of day it is where you are. Whatever larger energies and focus is at work in your life today. Noticing in what ways you would like to attend to yourself today. Body, mind, spirit. And can you just be open to receiving what arises from this practice? Often with restorative yoga, there's more discomfort in the mind than in the body. The body gets to be very comfortable, but then the mind is going, is this a good use of my time? I should be doing something different. I'm not achieving. And yet, it's such good practice to challenge that. Different awareness, different focus. With your next inhale, bring your hands to press palm to palm at your heart center. And as you exhale, gently open your eyes, taking in the colors and the light around you. Take an inhale here. Exhale, interlace the hands, press them away from you, rounding your spine. Inhale, arms up, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, wrist circles, float your arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back, rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift, arms, heart, and gaze. Exhale here and take another breath. And exhale, release, hands come back to the heart. We're going to do that little flow one more time. Take an inhale here. Exhale, interlace your hands, press them away from you, rounding your spine, really drawing those shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, arms lift, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, wrist circles, float your arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back, rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift, arms, heart, gaze. Exhale, and take another breath. Really opening through the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together now. And exhale, release. Awesome, stretching the legs out in front of you, bouncing out the knees. Great. And from here, we're going to come to hands and knees. Just a little more kind of warming up and building some fluidity in the body. Take an inhale here. Exhale, round the spine, gazing towards the belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, lift. Couple more with your breath. And coming to a cow pose, curl the toes under, press back to a down dog. Stretching through the backs of the legs. Inhale, coming forward, coming back down to the knees. And we're just going to do an upper back twist. So inhale, reaching your right arm to the sky. Exhale, reaching it through underneath the left arm. Inhale, lifting back up. We're just reaching through. We're not coming down to rest on it. Just getting some twisting in that upper arm one more time, upper body one more time. And then reaching up and exhale down. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, reaching through. One more time. Nice, and reaching up and bringing the hand down, and we're going to press back to a child's pose. And then coming up from here, so we're going to set up from here in our first restorative pose. So finding whatever you can kind of build a little bolster. I'll show you what we're going to do, and then you're going to figure out what works the best for you here. So I'm putting a rolled up blanket on top of this bolster. I'm going to sit with my right hip close to the bolster, not right up against it. I'm aiming for this blanket to land in the soft area in between my hips and my ribs here. And so then I'm going to drape my body over. So depending on the flexibility of your spine and how you move, you may want to just have a rolled up blanket. You may want something higher, but whatever you have, we're just going to kind of put our body in this side arc. So the knees stay bent. And then with the arms, we can either just let them rest in front. You can also open up behind you. And this is where having a block or two might come in handy to rest that top arm on. So you can kind of feel into this, and we'll be here for a little while. So you could start out just resting with the arms in front of you and then open up. But what we want to do is find stillness here. And to let go of all muscular engagement. So unlike active yoga where we're engaging muscles and moving or holding in a way that requires muscular engagement, restorative yoga, we're sinking into like letting go in every way possible. So the benefit here comes from the letting go, not from the engaging. So you can close your eyes if you'd like. And come back to your breath. Let's see if the breath can flow nice and steady, deep through your whole body. Notice the little places where you might be able to release. Like I just noticed I was holding some in my right glute. It's just like a little softening there. Like letting the pose nourish you. See if there's any more letting go you can find here. And if your arm is back behind you, you can bring it over, coming onto, just resting at that side. Bring the left hand down to the floor in front of you. One more breath here. And then we're going to press our way up and come up from this side bend. And we're going to scoot this. Actually, let me do it this way. So we're going to, before we do the other side, we're going to, again, you're going to find what works best for your body. I'm going to make like a little ramp here. You can do this with blankets or cushions, pillows too. And I'm going to come to bring my knees on either side of the lower part here and then draping over. So I'm coming to a supported child's pose. So you can figure out like what height you need. You know, you can put 2 blocks underneath the end of this. It will make it much higher. You can put support underneath your hips or your sit bones if you want a little something to sit back on. You can put a pillow or a cushion underneath your head. And then see if you can really just let your body melt here. We'll start with the cheek turned to one side and then we'll turn it in just a little bit. So how relaxed can you get here? How much releasing can you experience in your body? And make sure that you're comfortable. You might even need something like to support your knees. So you might put a blanket or even like a pillow in that fold that will support the knees not needing to bend quite so deeply. So find what works best for your body. This is such a good practice in creating the support that we need. Like attending to yourself, the body, the mind, the spirit. Notice what arises in the mind. Doing this practice. Maybe there's a lot of gratitude and appreciation. Maybe there's some protest. See if you can just observe it and follow the breath. And turning your head to the other side. So a couple more breaths here. Notice where you can let go a little bit more. And bringing the hands on either side of your support here and coming back up. And then we'll gently, slowly, we're not rushing here. We're going to move this bolster over to the other side of our bodies. And we're going to come into that side lying on the other side. So we're going to keep the knees bent, and I didn't show this on the other side, but you can definitely like get a pillow and put it in between your knees if that feels good. So we're going to aim to have this blanket underneath, at least mostly that soft part of the side body, and then coming to rest over. You can also put a pillow under your head if you would like this, or not have your body lifted up so high on the bolster. And then you might bring your blocks back behind you to support the opening of the arm. So these poses take a little set up here to kind of find what feels good, and this side might be different from the other side, so don't feel like you have to do the exact same thing. Like my right side is a lot tighter. I'm feeling more intensity already, just resting here and softening. So you might just stay for a little while, letting that sink in, and then open the arm. But the invitation here is to soften, to relax, to release. And there's often an awareness here too of the tension patterns that we have in our bodies. We can just notice and attend to those with our breath. And scanning the body and noticing where you might be able to release. Maybe opening the arm back behind you if that's something you want to explore, and see if you can soften again, fully release and relax. Couple more breaths here. If you've opened your arm, you can bring it back. And then Pressing in with your right hand and walking your way back up, moving really gently and slowly here. And then we're going to bring our legs out into a wide straddle. So, just kind of comfortably wide. You might sit up on a cushion or a blanket or even a block, have a little height here. And you might find that you want like a block underneath each knee even. So your legs aren't really hyper extended. And we're gonna pile up some support here. So again, like using your props, however feels best to you. And we're gonna do a little forward fold here. And you might position the top prop to just support your forehead so the rest of your face is free and you can breathe. So we're just softening here into this forward fold. Again, scanning the body with the breath and just noticing where there can be a little letting go, a little melting into the props, trusting the ground beneath you, softening the holding in the body. It's so interesting how we do that. Two more breaths here, a little more releasing. And with your next inhale coming up, we're going to remove these props and take our bolster set up and put it towards the top of the mat with a block or two underneath the far side of the bolster again. So we're creating a little ramp here. And this is where two cushions can come in handy. So we're gonna sit with a little bit of space, like a fist width away from the bolster. Bring the soles of the feet together, tucking the cushions in under the knees. And then we're gonna lay back over this bolster. And again, using props to set you up well. Your body might have different needs than my body. Once you've found this laying backwards pose, think about really broadening through your chest here and opening the arms out to the sides.
And closing the eyes. And again, how can you trust, support a little more, and soften? Breathing really deeply. Imagining all the stress just melting away. Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then from here, bringing your knees up together. And then either rolling to one side and pressing up, or just sitting up from your support. It depends on how low you are resting. And come to find a seat. And sitting with your eyes closed and just noticing the effects of this practice. Like probably some energetic shifts. Maybe you feel more grounded, nourished in a different way than a really active practice nourishes you. And I invite you to allow these words to wash over you. This is by Dana Falls. Life comes as is, no warranties, no extra button sewn inside the sleeve, no spare tire in the trunk. The twists and turns of circumstance or illness catch us unaware. Each day, 1,000 reasons to despair, lament, forget the reason we are here. And yet, despite the odds, The flame inside each one of us burns true. Like butterflies emerging from cocoons, we learn to spread our wings and fly. We seek and find the light. This body-mind is born with all that is required to know freedom. Over time, we find life's only guarantee. We cannot be separate from divinity, nor cut off from the source of our supply. Yes, we will age and die. Yet that is but a change in form. The essence of us soars as freely as a butterfly over fields of wildflowers. Beauty sipping nectar, blessed and evanescent. In form and essence, we are beauty, whole and simply present. So bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. And take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being. I thank you for joining me for practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.